guys, it's Kelly from Coastal Connecticut Times, and today we're diving into the Fairfield County Community Wellbeing Index for 2023. The report measures different quality of life factors across the county, which has some of the biggest disparities across the country. Let's take a look. As you can see on this map, overall, residents of Fairfield County have a higher quality of life than many across the state and country. But disparities do exist based primarily on location, race, and income level. For example, the report's community index, which includes data points on housing, education, economics, and more, was 881 for Greenwich, 707 for Stamford, 996 for Darien, 740 for Norwalk, 983 for Westport, and 952 for Fairfield. So now that we've seen the overall numbers, let's dive into the data a little bit more in areas such as housing, education, health, and income. Starting with housing, Fairfield County has been growing faster than the state of Connecticut as a whole. A lot of that is due in part to Stamford, which is the fastest growing city in the state. But with that growth, the region has seen house prices and rent rise quickly, making many households cost burdened or spending more than 30% of their income on housing. This lack of affordable housing has also caused a rise in evictions, homelessness, and overcrowding in the region. The report also found that Fairfield County has the second highest level of income inequality in metro areas across the country. This is primarily because the median income in the county's 6 wealthiest communities, which include Darien and Westport in our area, is up 60% since 1980, while others, particularly Bridgeport, saw its median income only increase by 9%. This income inequality is part of why, even though the county as a whole is doing very well, there are many disparities between communities and municipalities. So now let's turn to education. Achievement in schools also varies depending on people's race and their location across Fairfield County. For example, 85% of Westport's students scored a passing rate on their English Language Arts Grade 3 test, compared to 71% of Fairfield and Greenwich students, 38% of Stamford students, and 34% of Norwalk students. Education spending across the region also varies by community, and as the report noted, this can contribute to some of those educational disparities we talked about. Norwalk, Stamford, and Fairfield all spend $18,000 to $19,000 per pupil, while Darien, Greenwich, and Westport each spend more than $21,000 per student. And finally, there are multiple health disparities that exist across the region, particularly when it comes to environmental health factors. For example, about 25% of Latino residents are affected by asthma, compared to 13% of white residents and 13% of black residents. Black residents also have a much higher rate of obesity in Fairfield County, with 43% compared to 24% for white residents and 34% for Latino residents. CT DataHaven, which produced this report, said it hopes residents and elected officials can use this information to make policy decisions, decide where to spend money, and to learn more about some of the issues it highlights. To explore the report even further or learn more about any of the topics we discussed today, check out coastalconnecticuttimes.com.